Technology. I just spent like 20 minutes taping myself just to find out that I actually wasn't taping myself. But oh well, we all suffer those things. So this recording is really about who I was and who I am because of this accident. So just so you know, I will talk about some things that you might not right away understand, but other people may just get it in a second because they too have a similar makeup. So I am an adult child of an alcoholic and a very difficult mother. And my life, my whole my whole identity has really been based on being good at things, not being any trouble, which is the phrase from my mother, being an easy child. I competed internationally in 2 sports. I practically lived outside of the house in lessons and practices and so forth. I was in the Pan Am Games, although at the time I didn't realize it because I was in the World Championships for baton. But at the time, until I was really old enough to feel pride from the external validation of those things, I really didn't think I was good at anything. So I basically, like at 12, I was 20 hours in the gym a week, and I didn't really have anybody saying, you're doing a good job, you're a great kid, da, 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 da. So what happens to you when you're like that? Well, your achievements become everything. They become self-defining. So before this accident, before this happened, October, I think it's the 22nd or the 21st, 2012, I was sharp at work. I was a really good contract and financial person. I could read 1,000 pages and find those 3 words that were the secret. That's how I was. I was articulate. I'm still pretty articulate, but I struggle at times. I was good with finances. I have a master's degree that I got on full scholarship from Queen's. You know, there was no doubt that there's some intellectual stuff there. That's good. I was a total athlete. My idea of fun at 40 was running on a treadmill and sprinting and working out, lifting weights, and then going to play a soccer game and never getting off the field. Like, I was an intense person physically. The year before the accident, I cycled to work every day. I was learning to be a Pilates instructor, so I was doing Pilates every morning prior to starting work. My typical day was I'd get up at 5 in the morning. I would drive my son to swimming. I'd throw a prime rib in the oven because Supermom does not give her children nitrates and cold cuts. Sorry if that offends you, but that's what I thought I needed to do to be a good mom, and that's my own measuring stick, not yours. So anyway, I'd pick up my son from swimming. I'd get the other one up. I'd make them there's homemade lunch. I even made the bread half the time. Like, I was really intense. And take them to school. And then I would get on my bicycle, ride to work, anywhere from, over the course of my life, 8 to 20 kilometers one way. And I had done this for 38 years. I didn't have kids for 38 years, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I was super mom, super partner. My fiance adored me. He thought I was just incredible, spontaneous, energetic woman that would try anything, do anything. I'd cook family dinners at the drop of a hat. I didn't care if 14 people were around the table. I was always ready to go. Didn't have to be perfect, just had to be good food. And I was a good cook. Now, not so much. I forget how to cook half the time. But after the accident, I was nothing. I became nothing overnight. What does nothing cost? Well, it cost me my career. I mean, I spoke French half the time. I could not ever, I thought I would recover cognitively. I never thought I would have lasting cognitive impairments that would render me unable to do my work. So I could no longer attack anything with the sharpness, the focus, the capability. I didn't even have my vocabulary anymore. So you can imagine, no more work for me. But I defined myself that way for so long, as being good at what I did, and I was, but not anymore. Could I teach Pilates? Yes. It didn't mean I could do it pain-free. I forgot the name of everyone I ever taught, and I assigned them new names in my own mind, another cognitive wonky thing that occurred. And I came home from the hospital to angry people. All of a sudden, Mom's sleeping 20 hours a day. Where's my lunch? No, I can't go for a bike ride this afternoon. I can barely stand up. No, you can't play the TV. No, I can't bear the lights in the kitchen. Everyone needs to be quiet so my head doesn't hurt so much. My arms are on fire. I keep breaking every dish in my house. I keep breaking everything. I can't hold my coffee cup anymore. I can't sit straight up in a chair. I can't sit, period, for any length of time. I'm in bed all the time. And what happens next? Well, financially, I was okay for a few months because I had short-term disability. I got screwed over by Manulife as well, and Public-Private Partnerships, Inc., where I worked, because they made sure that I wasn't eligible for long-term disability by declining after they enrolled me in the program that they ever had. It's complicated, but I did get screwed over. So till February of 2013, I had most of my income. But in 2012, I'd made $120,000. I didn't get paid for teaching Pilates. I was a practice or student teacher required to do 500 hours, so that wasn't an income source. But I was still doing that. I had a part-time contract for fun money just to pay bills. That was worth over 20 grand. And I had a good job that paid me close to $100,000 a year. So in 2013, I made $13,000. That was it. Because I left National Defense, whole other story, due to harassment and abuse, again, over a separate medical issue that I needed to take a bit of time off for. Not long, 6 weeks, I tried to take off, and they decided to wreck my career over that. So I had almost no money for therapy. Insurance definitely wouldn't pay. If they paid for my therapy, it would be me admitting I needed it. So here's something important you got to know. When something happens to you, like an accident, everything about your physicality, your mentality, your emotionality comes into question, because all that stuff can be used against you. The insurance company's favorite mantra is, the accident didn't cause this. You had a pre-existing condition, a predisposition, a family history, a genetic marker. They will look for everything to say, it's all in your imagination that this is related to the accident. It's really important to know your own physical history, your family's history, your own genetics, your own symptomology, and what anything they could blame it on. So let's say all of a sudden, like me, you have what appears to be carpal tunnel, but what it is damage to the permanent damage to your medial nerve. You have to know the difference. So just a heads up. Protect yourself, because no one is going to advocate for you. No one's going to care for you, and no one is going to care about you. I can promise you that. So please listen to that. You have the power to be your own advocate. You just need to learn how. And because of my career, I was used to being my own advocate, using my voice, speaking up, doing investigation. I'd done that all my life. So I was very fortunate in that regards. So what did the accident do? Well, after that accident, I was nothing. Made me nothing. Because as an adult child who'd grown up pleasing people and taking care of everybody around them, I lost my way. I mean, I lived in complete physical pain. I struggled to teach Pilates, but couldn't remember anyone's name. It was quite funny. I actually assigned them new names randomly, and then I still do that today. I meet someone, they say, hi, my name's Christine. I'll call them Margaret repeatedly for 3.5 years, and they'll kindly correct me every time, because somewhere in my brain I see Margaret. Another cognitive wonkiness. My injuries today, and I'll talk about this more in another cast because this is getting a little long in the tooth. I have huge bone spurs in my neck that require surgery. They're compressing the nerves to my hands, and I'm losing the function in both arms quicker in the right because the medial nerve died for the most part in 2012. Within weeks of the accident, my hand wasted away and the muscles died. So I had C8 damage. That's a nerve coming out of that part of your neck, and my trap muscle on the left died. And thankfully, through the work of Pilates, Melt Eldo, I'll talk about that in another cast, I brought that tissue back to life a bit. My back needs surgery. My rectus abs, which were separated from childbirth, are now split way too far apart. So that's leading to a lot of instability in my back. So I'm pending a couple surgeries. I've had 3 so far. But that all being said, is the message I want you to remember is the day before this accident, I had everything. I felt like I was a significant human being, a good mother, a good partner, a smart employee, intellectually valid, physically valid, emotionally valid. The day after, I was nothing. I was really nothing all of a sudden. And that trauma never goes away. Thank you for listening. Sorry it was a little long. And Merry Christmas. I always say that because I cannot stand to be told that in my own country, Merry Christmas is not appropriate anymore. So just a pet peeve. Bye for now.